When I started in property investing, the thing that caught my attention was no money down deal. The second thing that caught my attention is that you can use OPM, which is other people's money. And I thought, okay, all right. So this is going to be a legit way to help me get a second income stream to, start working through the debt that we had created from our previous side hustle. So as life went along, there was a lot of concepts that I heard along the way, a lot of concepts, and I rolled with the punches, okay? Here you go through training, boom, here you're in coaching. Now you start hearing things like, or should I say, I started hearing things like, find the deal, the money will come. Again, I didn't have any problems with that one. Why? Because I was holding my coach's hand. So as we went along this way, right? Now when it comes to the point where we found the deal, we've done the due diligence and the market research and all those lovely things that go with property investing, it's like, so how are we going to find this property investor? Well, that's what today's video is all about, how to find property investors. Welcome to my channel. My name is Genevieve Stafford-Jack. So in finding property investors, we were told to network, be around like-minded people. Don't be the one in the room that's got all the information. Go into a space where you can learn from others. All these wonderful things, they are good and they are well. However, they were just a little bit pressurized. Why? Because we've got a deal on the table. So how can I find somebody now? So these are parts of the lessons that I learned along the way. Like, come on guys, just give us a bit more information to go with it. And some of the information was like a little dull. So the one thing I learned in hindsight, which is tip number 1 for you today, when you are in the training room, you are busy with property investing, education, learn alongside everybody else. They are also doing the same thing. While you're in the classroom, the people that are in the classroom with you are your future investors. Why? The two of you, or well, many of you, are in the classroom learning how to get going with property investing, right? You've got the education going, but you've got the lingo going, right? But now when you meet up with them, asking them about their journey, understanding what is it that they are doing, you can then start finding out, are they the investors that had access to the bank for money? They had maybe an inheritance or some funds of some sort, right? But they're not finding the deals. What if you are the investor that is finding the deals? Could the two of you not pair up and hit a match? Now, I'll tell you this much, right? When we were in the classroom again, because we had gone through to a refresher course 6 months later, that's when we started saying, hey, let's look around and get to meeting people who've got money but are struggling to find deals, because we've been finding deals. And boom, there's tip number 1 for you. And here's the side note. Rieta and TJ, who run property, M5 Property Addicts, they met in the classroom. Imagine almost 4 years later, you are in business with the student you were being a student with in the classroom. And that's when I found that is actually priceless moments. That's when your networking should actually begin, when you are in the classroom, when you are in the learning phase. Because often what happens is that when you're trying to sell a deal to somebody that doesn't have the education, it is a problem second to none, because they don't even understand the terminologies that you use, or basically they understand the concept, but they don't quite see the hard work that you've put into it as to why you're putting a price tag on that particular deal. If you like this video so far, I'd like to invite you to smash on the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you are notified every time I post videos like these. The second tip that I'd like to share with you, this is something I stumbled across along the way while I was learning a lot more about online marketing. When I post on social media, whether it be Facebook, whether it be LinkedIn, whether it be Instagram, whichever platform I am comfortable on, right? I want you to keep this in mind the next time you post. Post something about what you're doing in property investing. For example, you could say, you know what? this biggest property mistake that I learned some people make today in today's world is X, Y, and Z. Or I had such an aha moment because I'm attending property investing and I didn't know ABC. So when you're sharing your feelings about what you're currently doing in property investing, you are going to attract people who are also wanting to be in property investing, or people that are in property investing that are going to be agreeing with your findings, that's going to be agreeing with your aha moments. That is another way that you can attract property investors to you, because property investors, the difference between you and them is that some have got money and some don't. Some have got access to credit at the bank and some don't. But the reality of the moment is that we all can go through the same education, use different strategies to become of service to each other. And I promise you, had I known that from very early days, because I enjoyed posting on Facebook, I would have done a lot more of that. So since learning from online marketing that you can attract people to you, and people tend to come and see what's happening on your Facebook profile or whichever your LinkedIn profile, they start reading up about you. Can there be some sort of activity about property investing about you on your profile? That's another way that you can attract property investors to you. If you are in Facebook groups, go in and give value to what you are going through in terms of property investing. You may just attract to you like-minded people. Be careful. Here's a big warning. Warning. Be careful not to put your wares before you. Meaning, be careful not just to go into a Facebook group or whichever platform it is and then start saying, I've got a deal for sale, you're going to have 15% return on investment, this is a student accommodation, and this is, and then put a whole lot of technical jargon. Your audience may know the technical jargon, but they don't know you. So how's about going onto that platform, whichever platform it may be, and give some sort of aha moment or some what you've learned from a mistake sort of moment. Let people be attracted to you and then come into your inbox and ask you, so what in property do you do? Then you can say, I'm a property wholesaler or property sourcing agent, right? Especially if you're looking for investors, because most of us that are looking for investors are falling into that category of wholesaling deals, selling your deals to somebody, or maybe doing a joint venture because you just maybe need the renovation costs covered, right? So now if you are then saying, oh, this is what I'm doing, the other person's going to ask a question and that conversation is going to lead somewhere. So big warning, be careful not to throw your wares and your technical jargon, because 80% of the time there's only 20% of the people that are actually comprehending what you're saying, and of that 20% there may be an even smaller percentage of people that actually understand it. So I trust that this particular video on how to find investors will help you harness and do the things that you need to do so that you can do the best in everything related to property investing. And if you say, you know what, Jen, I've just tried to find out in my mind, how am I going to find property investors, and today you've ticked the box, but I want to learn more about property investing, what you can do is go down in the description below. There is a link to a 3-hour training. It's a free training that we did in March 2020 at the beginning of the hard lockdown here in South Africa. Or alternatively, I'm going to put up a playlist right here so that you can click and get to learning from short videos just like this one. And to take it a little bit further, if you really enjoyed this video, click on the share button below, share on social media so that others that are interested in property investing or potentially wanting to know how to find a property investor could also learn the same benefits you just have. So what is it going to be? The training, the playlist, or sharing, or maybe all three?